DLB-Network, a place for gamers.
Ooh, alright y'all, this one, it's about time that we get this comment section going, because we're about to have a lot of discussions, a lot of heated arguments, a lot of people who's going to disagree with what I'm saying, and then a lot of people that's going to agree with what I'm saying, a lot of people that's going to hate DLB and leave hate comments, and a lot of people who love DLB and be like, shut the f up, stop talking bad about my boy. So it's just going to get crazy. And the reason why is because we're getting ready to talk about the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. It's that time again. It's fall 2009. A lot of people say this is going to be the fall that counts. Some people think the 360's already won. Some people think the PS3 could come back. What's your opinion? Leave them in the comment section. But okay, let me go ahead and scoot over a little bit. All right, there we go. So we're going to talk about everything from the 360 to the PS3. So let's go ahead and get it started. First off, I want to talk about the price of both systems. Now, Sony has introduced the newer model of the PlayStation 3, the PS3 Sim. Some people like it, some people hate it. Everybody's not going to be happy. But at the end of the day, the most important thing to me to come out of this situation is that now we finally have a cheaper PlayStation 3. This is something that everybody has been talking about. Whether you like the PS3, whether you hate the PS3, this is something that everybody has been talking about. So now it's finally here. The PS3 is finally at a competitive price of $299. The 360, however, has 3 different SKUs at this point, which is the $199 arcade SKU, the $249 premium SKU, pro SKU, whatever you want to call it, and then now the $299 Elite SKU. So there's 3 different consoles on the market for the 360. Now remember, you guys, check the date of this video, because I don't want you guys to be like, oh, DLB, you're wrong, because at the time of this video, that's what's on the market, that's the price point. If you're looking at this video a year from now and stuff has changed, don't say, oh, you're wrong, because duh, dummy. I recorded 99 consoles. So the Xbox 360, $299 Elite, and the PlayStation 3 Slim, $299, 120 gigabyte console. Now, this is an internal hard drive, where the 360 also has a competitive hard drive as well, the 120. So now they're both at the same price point. They both have the same hard drive. They both have HDMI now. Back in the day, in those older videos, the PS3 had HDMI and the 360 didn't. But now they both have HDMI. So the consoles are finally starting to match up. One thing the PS3, a few things that the PS3 features that the 360 doesn't, is one, there's Bluetooth. So you have Bluetooth headsets. You don't have to buy the expensive ones manufactured by Microsoft. You can go out, buy a used a used Bluetooth headset for $20 on up for the PlayStation 3. So keep that in mind. There also is there also is the fact that if you want to upgrade your hard drive, you still can. So you don't have to stick with that 120 gigabyte hard drive if you want to go something bigger. With the 360, for right now, that's the highest you can go. So, and then another thing that you have is built-in Wi-Fi, which to me is a big feature, because sometimes your console can't be next to your wireless router if you have a wireless router, or your router period, your internet router period. Sometimes your console's not going to be right there. So you have to get a long Ethernet cord and drag it through your house in order for you to have internet on your console. So there's built-in Wi-Fi on the PlayStation 3. If you want to get it on the 360, you have to spend an extra $99, basically an extra $100. And last but not least, one of the biggest features that the Xbox 360 doesn't feature is what, ladies and gentlemen? You guessed it, Blu-ray. Now, whether you're a fan of Blu-ray or you're not a fan of Blu-ray, either way, you're getting a Blu-ray player sometime soon if you don't have one yet. And that's one thing that you don't get packaged in with the Xbox 360 is a Blu-ray player. So personally, to me, by default, the win this fall should go to the PlayStation 3 if we just look at it from a hardware standpoint. If we just look at it from a hardware standpoint, by default, with those few small features, the PlayStation 3 should win. Also, don't forget that the PS3 features 7.1 surround sound. Not that many movies use it yet, not that many games use it yet, and 7.1 isn't that big, basically. But there are some people out there who are going to get it. So you got to keep that in mind as well. You can do 7.1 surround sound on the PS3. You can't do that on the 360. But the biggest two features is Wi-Fi. Excuse me. The biggest two features is Wi-Fi and the Blu-ray player. Both of those you get by default inside of every PlayStation 3. With the Xbox 360, you got to spend $100 to get that Wi-Fi, and you can't get Blu-ray on the 360 at all. There is no external drive for it. Everybody's been talking about it's coming. It hasn't came yet. I'm assuming it's not going to come at all. So, with that being said, by default, off of hardware only, you would think that the PS3 would win this fall. But then you got those people out there who are like, well, DLB, it's all about the games. It's all about the games. Okay, well, for you guys who say it's all about the games, we could probably give a slight edge to the Xbox 360, because these are the exclusives coming out this fall for both systems. Now, Halo may have been out right by now by the time I post this, but if it's not, doesn't matter. Halo's going to be a huge title this fall. That's one title that the Xbox 360 has on their list. They have their version, what I consider their version of Gran Turismo. And what game is that? Forza 3. Forza 3, if you don't think Forza 3 is a good game, you're a fanboy. It's not, by any means, it's not Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo, to me, hands down, is the best car simulation game on the market that you can find anywhere. Well, technically, it's not on the market, but once it comes to the market, it's going to be the best simulation game you can find anywhere, hands down. I don't care if Gran Turismo was on the 360. If it was on the Wii, it doesn't matter what console this game is on. That is the best racing sim, hands down. But Forza 3 is coming out, and Forza 3 does do numbers. Check their past. Forza 3 sells on the Xbox 360, and like I said, Forza 3 is the 360's equivalent to PlayStation 3's Gran Turismo. They also have, you know, that little game called Grand Theft Auto. Well, they have some more DLC coming this fall. And don't forget the fact that now it's dropping in price as well. So, they have the Gay Tony DLC coming out. I'm sorry, but the name of that DLC is hilarious. But they have that DLC coming out this fall as well. And last but not least, they have Left 4 Dead. Where some people think that Left 4 Dead isn't a good game. Some people say, it's alright. But Left 4 Dead is a very good game. I played the first one. I plan on getting the second one as well. So then you have Left 4 Dead. So they have literally full-fledged retail games, 3. Huge add-on DLC, 1 in Gran Turismo. But you also have to remember that third party still favorites the Xbox 360. So as long as the third party still favorites the Xbox 360, you still have to wonder, okay, well, is the game gonna work as great on our console? Is online gonna work as great on our console? Well, online's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about that later. But is this game gonna play as great on the PlayStation 3 as it is on the 360? Honestly, I think games on both consoles are now even. I don't think PS3 games are any better than 360 games, and 360 games are any better than PS3 games when it's done by third party. I'm not talking about exclusives for both consoles, because the PlayStation 3 exclusives, games like Killzone, games like Uncharted 2, you're starting to see the differences between a PlayStation exclusive and an Xbox exclusive. So when it comes to exclusives, there are their differences. But when it comes to third party titles, multi-platform titles, then that's when I think that we're on a level playing field now. I don't think that you're seeing developer favoritism when it comes to development of the game. Where I do think you still see development favoritism, or I won't even say favoritism, however you choose to say it, developers still are leaning a little bit towards the Xbox 360 when it comes to DLC. DLC, like exclusive DLC, or them getting the DLC a week, a month, few months before the PlayStation 3. You're seeing stuff like that. So the games don't look any better or play any better on the 360, but you are starting to see exclusive downloadable content come to the Xbox 360, and I'm wondering if we're going to see that with Call of Duty. I wonder if Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is going to see exclusive DLC on the Xbox 360 before it does the PS3. They did it with Call of Duty 4, was to stop them this time around. I think when we'll stop seeing all this exclusivity with third party is once Sony's numbers finally get up to where the 360's number are, and they're finally matching, or the PS3 is like 3 to 2 million behind the 360, I think that's when all this exclusivity from third party will come to an end. Unless, whew, I was on fire. But I can't give you guys everything in one video. Come on, we've done this before. You guys have seen my videos. They're 1, 2, 3, 4 part series. I'm not gonna give you everything in one video. I gotta keep you coming back. Comment, rate, subscribe, email me, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/DLB. Check out the blog, DLB-Network.com, and the podcast is on iTunes. Download it, search DLB Network under podcast, and it'll come up. Part 2 is coming soon. Peace.